Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
And we are going to make our country great again.
Donald Trump, a billionaire famously known for his saying, "If you're going to be thinking, you may as well think big," didn't just build a massive $5.5 billion real estate empire with luxurious projects like Trump Tower and the Mar-a-Lago Resort. He also owns an impressive collection of private jets and luxury yachts that have left many in awe. Trump's ambitions, however, go far beyond the business world. With a sweeping victory in the 2016 presidential election, he became the 45th President of the United States, carrying the slogan "Make America Great Again." During his tenure, Trump led the U.S. economy to unprecedented heights, achieving record low unemployment rates and strong GDP growth. Now, he's once again campaigning for a third presidential term. This raises the question, how did a billionaire with no political experience manage to win over the American electorate and achieve a historical milestone? And can Donald Trump once again reshape the landscape and reclaim the most powerful position in the world? Join us in today's video as we dive into the captivating story of Donald Trump. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss out on more fascinating stories in the future. Donald Trump, a talented and ambitious heir, was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City. He is the fourth child in the family of Fred Trump, a renowned real estate tycoon in New York. Nearly half a century ago, the Trump family had amassed significant wealth through rental apartment buildings in areas like Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. Donald Trump's childhood was steeped in luxury, growing up in a grand 23-room house in the prestigious Jamaica Estates neighborhood. Despite his privileged upbringing, Donald Trump faced challenges during his early years. He started his career by taking on basic jobs in his father's company. Due to disciplinary issues at school, he was sent to a military academy at the age of 13. Later, he chose to study at the Wharton School of Finance, one of the most prestigious business schools in the United States, rivaling Stanford and Harvard. After his eldest brother, Fred Trump Jr., decided to pursue a career as a pilot instead of joining the family business, Donald became the leading candidate to inherit the family's real estate empire. Tragically, Fred Jr. passed away at the age of 43 due to alcoholism, a loss that led Donald Trump to make a lifelong decision to abstain from alcohol and smoking. While still in college, Donald Trump actively joined the family business and quickly laid the foundation for his real estate career. With a bold, direct approach and a willingness to take risks, he left a significant mark on his father's company, frequently investing in large and challenging projects. One of his earliest major achievements was the redevelopment of a $5.7 million apartment complex. By investing an additional $500,000, he and his father increased the occupancy rate of 1,200 units from 34% to 100%, later selling the property for $6.75 million. By the time he graduated in 1968, Donald Trump had $200,000 to his name. He continued managing the family's real estate projects in various parts of New York City. At the age of 25, Trump officially took over the family business, renaming it from Elizabeth Trump and Son to the Trump Organization. With strategic vision, he shifted the focus from residential developments in Brooklyn and Queens to high-end projects in Manhattan. He transformed the aging Commodore Hotel into the luxurious Grand Hyatt and built the iconic 68-story Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. His Trump Towers later expanded to countries like India, Turkey, and the Philippines. In the 1980s, Donald Trump further expanded his empire by developing hotels and casinos in Atlantic City, New Jersey, acquiring the Plaza Hotel in Manhattan, and purchasing the Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, which he turned into an exclusive private club. He also briefly owned an airline and a professional football team. Hundreds of businesses, organizations, hotels, entertainment complexes, casinos, and other ventures bear the Trump name, a rarity in the business world. However, not everything went smoothly for Trump. In 1990, the Trump Organization reported massive losses of up to $5 billion, putting Donald Trump on the brink of bankruptcy due to poor business decisions. During this challenging period, he managed to negotiate with creditors to retain some unfinished real estate projects, including the Trump Taj Mahal Casino in Atlantic City, a project often blamed for his financial troubles. In 1991, to ease financial burdens, Trump had to relinquish partial ownership of the Taj Mahal to its original investors in exchange for lower interest rates and extended repayment terms. He even filed for bankruptcy twice, in 1991 and 1992. From a famed billionaire, Donald Trump found himself buried in debt, at one point comparing his situation to being worse off than a homeless person on Fifth Avenue in New York. However, through perseverance, skill, and boldness, he overcame the most difficult period of his life, and his career began to recover. In 2001, Donald Trump inaugurated Trump World Tower, a 72-story skyscraper located directly across from the United Nations headquarters in Midtown Manhattan. He also launched the Trump Place project, a series of office buildings along the Hudson River. Additionally, he acquired Trump International Hotel and Tower, a 44-story property combining hotel and residential units in Columbus Circle, one of New York's most valuable business locations. Through numerous impressive accomplishments in real estate, Donald Trump built a formidable empire respected across the financial world. He is also known for his bold statements, such as, "If you're going to think big." Before becoming the US president in 2016, Donald Trump's net worth was estimated at around $4.5 billion. After 4 years in office, his wealth decreased to $2.5 billion, but he retained the title of the richest president in US history. According to Forbes, his net worth has since rebounded significantly, reaching $5.5 billion, solidifying his status in the global financial world. Donald Trump, often hailed as a master of personal branding, is undoubtedly one of the most successful brand builders of his generation. Even former President Bill Clinton once called him a branding genius. Trump has consistently tied his name to every project, statement, and public appearance. Over his more than 40 years at the helm of the Trump Organization, he founded and managed over 500 subsidiaries across various industries, including hotels, golf courses, airlines, sports teams, television shows, and more. In his 2000 book, Trump candidly wrote, "People often mocked me for putting my name on buildings and projects, but the truth is, they sold for more because of it. I was criticized for branding my name on casinos and skyscrapers, but it was a smart marketing strategy. Properties with the Trump name commanded higher rents than average," he admitted. "But most importantly, I love the spotlight. The more attention I get, the more my brand is recognized." With this mindset, Donald Trump ventured into television and quickly became the face and host of the hit reality business show The Apprentice. The show catapulted Trump into nationwide fame as a shrewd negotiator and a man unafraid to make bold, attention-grabbing statements. Financially, he mastered the art of leveraging opportunities to gain a competitive edge, while in marketing, he adeptly used the media to transform his real estate empire into a global brand. Trump also became one of the highest-paid television personalities in the US entertainment industry. He was nominated twice for an Emmy and appeared in over 200 films and TV shows, often playing himself in comedies like The Nanny, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Days of Our Lives, and Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. In 1996, Trump partnered with NBC to acquire the rights to the Miss Universe pageant, which led to the expansion of related events like Miss America, Miss USA, and Miss Teen USA. Today, Miss Universe remains one of the 5 most prestigious beauty pageants globally. In 2003, Trump became the executive producer and host of The Apprentice on NBC. During its first season, he earned nearly $700,000, and his salary later skyrocketed to $3 million per episode, making him one of the highest-paid TV stars in the US. Over 14 seasons, he became synonymous with the iconic catchphrase, "You're fired." By 2007, Trump was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, recognizing his contributions to American television. Beyond being a businessman and television personality, Donald Trump is also a prolific author with 36 books to his name, many of which became bestsellers. Titles such as The Art of the Deal, How I Got Rich, Think Like a Billionaire, America from the Inside Out, and How to Make America Strong Again have cemented his reputation as an influential figure in business and politics. On June 16, 2015, Donald Trump officially announced his candidacy for President of the United States. At his campaign rally, he criticized the empty promises of past politicians and vowed to bring real change, pledging to make America great again. "I will be the greatest president in US history," he confidently declared. By May 3, 2016, after securing 54% of the primary vote in Indiana, and following the withdrawals of Ohio Governor John Kasich and Texas Senator Ted Cruz, Trump became the sole Republican candidate. On November 8, 2016, he defeated Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton in a landslide victory, becoming the 45th President of the United States. He set a record as the first billionaire businessman to take on the presidency without any prior political or military experience. Following the election, Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong expressed amazement at Trump's success. His campaign was full of surprises, and at every stage, he defied expectations. In the end, Trump achieved his goal when he stepped into the White House. So, what makes Donald Trump so appealing to many Americans, and why does he enjoy broad support across various demographics? After the intense US elections, data revealed that Trump supporters spanned all ages, professions, and socio-economic backgrounds. This diversity highlights the wide-ranging influence he has had on the American public. Many of his supporters feel that the US has become less safe over time and believe a strong leader is needed to restore stability and security. To them, Trump represents a figure capable of shielding them from threats, both domestic and international. One key element of Trump's appeal is his straightforward and clear-cut perspective on global issues. For Trump and his supporters, the complex problems of today's world can be simplified into basic concepts of right and wrong, good and bad. This clarity provides comfort to those seeking stability in a world that often feels unpredictable and chaotic. Additionally, Trump's extraordinary success in business has earned him admiration as a symbol of determination, resilience, and relentless goal pursuit. His confidence, decisiveness, and willingness to speak his mind make him stand out as a unique and valuable voice, contrasting sharply with traditional politicians. Most importantly, Trump's supporters share a deep desire to see America revived. They yearn for the country to reclaim its golden era of prosperity and global standing, which they feel has eroded over the decades. Within this context, the Trump family has played a pivotal role in shaping one of the strongest economies in modern history, further solidifying the loyalty of those who stand by him. The Trump family has played a significant role in building one of the strongest economies in modern history, except during the COVID-19 crisis. When Donald Trump officially took office in 2017, he inherited an economy on an upward trajectory from his predecessor, President Barack Obama, and he quickly accelerated its growth. Under his leadership, the U.S. labor market experienced the longest job growth streak in history. On average, between the time Trump assumed office and February 2020, around 101,500 new jobs were created each month. Just before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, the unemployment rate fell to its lowest point in 50 years, sitting at around 3%, a figure not seen for decades. Notably, the unemployment rate for African Americans also hit a record low of 5.3%, marking a significant achievement. Economic growth was further underscored by rising household incomes. Before COVID-19, household incomes experienced their most substantial increase in over 40 years, reaching a record $68,700 in 2019, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. This figure highlighted improved purchasing power and a better quality of life for many Americans. At the same time, the poverty rate dropped to 10.5%, the lowest in 6 decades, showcasing the positive impact of Trump's economic policies on reducing income inequality and creating economic opportunities. Trump's presidency also saw a surge in the stock market, with numerous record highs fueling optimism on Wall Street. Billionaire investor Stanley Druckenmiller, a former hedge fund manager for George Soros, expressed confidence in Trump's chances of winning the 2024 presidential election. He noted that financial markets have shown optimism about Trump's potential return to the White House in recent weeks. You can see it in the rise of bank stocks and the positive momentum in the cryptocurrency market, Druckenmiller said in an interview with Bloomberg Television. Major banks like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and JP Morgan Chase reported stronger financial results compared to the previous year. Meanwhile, North America is emerging as a leader in the global cryptocurrency market, with approximately $1.3 trillion invested in blockchain platforms, according to a report by Chainalysis. When asked who he would vote for in the upcoming election, Druckenmiller said, "I wouldn't choose any of them." This statement reflects the cautious attitude of the financial sector toward America's political future. Although he once worked for the left-leaning media mogul George Soros, Druckenmiller believes that if Kamala Harris were to become president, businesses would face greater challenges than under Trump's leadership. Additionally, he predicted that it would be challenging for Democrats to fully control Congress, even if Harris won. On the other hand, if Trump were re-elected, it is highly likely that Congress would remain under Democratic control, creating a more complex political landscape. Meanwhile, Scott Bessent, another former Soros associate, shared that Trump is pursuing a growth-focused agenda aimed at restoring America's dominance in business and international competition. "I believe Trump can win again, and I'm ready to support him in any way I can. But that only matters if he actually secures victory," said the CEO of Key Square Capital Management. According to analysts from the Wall Street Journal, betting markets are also leaning toward Trump, with about $30 million in cryptocurrency from Polymarket accounts wagered on the outcome of this year's election. So, why do many American voters want Donald Trump back in the White House? Under President Joe Biden, the U.S. economy has shown notable recovery signs post-pandemic, particularly with record low unemployment rates. However, some voters remain dissatisfied with the current economic situation, especially concerning inflation. Although inflation has slightly eased recently, with the latest Consumer Price Index, CPI, showing an annual increase of only 3%, prices have risen sharply over the past 2 years, making daily life harder for many citizens. Overall, inflation has surged by about 20% since February 2020, just before the pandemic, reducing the purchasing power of many U.S. households. This starkly contrasts with the early years of Trump's presidency, when real income steadily increased. Interviews with CNN revealed that many Americans clearly perceived this difference. Donald V., a retired trucking company executive, shared that while his family's financial situation remains stable, he feels the impact of inflation in his everyday life. To save money, he has cut back on dining at upscale restaurants and opted to renew his car lease instead of buying a new one. "Inflation hasn't been well controlled," he said, expressing confidence in Trump's ability to manage the economy. He voted for Trump in both the 2016 and 2020 elections. Another story from Becky Kell, a resident of Land Lakes, Florida, illustrates the challenges faced by many amid rising living costs. After her husband passed away in late 2020, finding work became difficult as prices skyrocketed. Although she secured a more stable job in the healthcare sector in March this year, she continues to take on additional jobs and rent out rooms to supplement her income. Becky shared that living expenses now seem much higher than during Trump's presidency, and she still plans to vote for him in November. "People are the economists of their own lives," said Bernard Bormohol, an economic expert from the Economic Outlook Group. "They don't rely on complicated economic indicators like the CPI. Instead, they just compare the price of a carton of eggs today to what it cost 2 years ago." Donald Trump's journey is truly remarkable. From his early days in real estate to becoming a major political figure, he has proven that with determination and bold vision, no challenge is insurmountable. From building a powerful real estate empire to leading the nation through difficult times, Donald Trump embodies the phrase, "Think big, act big." Would you like to see Donald Trump return to the White House? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to follow for more engaging updates on politics and the economy. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.